Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And right here, I'm not going to lie, I've been trying to do an intro for this thing for, I think, like 4 times right now. I don't even know how to introduce this thing. It's like a model Ford kit. I think it's based on like a 64 chassis-ish, right around there. The owner told me a year, but I had link pin front end, swing axle rear, wide 5, so it narrows it down at least. Early chassis. But with that said, I mean, it could even be on a carbon Ghia frame for all I know. I'm not sure. With that said, it's in here for a runnability issue. Car, from the brief things I know about it, car sat for a while. The current owners picked it up, got it, I guess, running, drove it around for a bit, then it sat for a bit more, and now it doesn't want to really start or idle. Caveat, when the owner was here, I was able to get it fired up, but yes, it does not idle. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, I guess we're gonna get this thing to run and drive again, and they're gonna take it back and finish up a lot of the odds and ends, like wiring, because they started it, and if you watch this channel, you know how much I love it. So as long as we got ignition power back there, and the thing will crank over, that's all I care about. Brake lights would be nice if I go for a test drive. If not, I've just got to get this thing to start and idle and then pray, because I do like brake lights. With that said, let me push this thing forward because we're on the floor routine. I don't know if you can see, but lift is currently occupied with another revival. So let me push this thing forward. I have a coughing attack because something feels like it's crawling down my throat. And I'll be right back. Engine content. I'm going to see how much I can get away with just a screwdriver. Right now, engine's cold, everything's off. I haven't fired up for this reason. A couple things are going to change under here. Number one, fuel filter is going away. Apparently there's another one in front of the transaxle, or over the transaxle, typically where I put them, or where most Volkswagen people put them. I don't know why we have two, but if there's a filter there, we're going to delete this one. Also, hose clamp, hose clamp, hose clamp, and no hose clamps on the fuel pump. There's a German line and normal line. I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, let me see how much I can get away with just a screwdriver. I'm thinking someone would mess with the carburetor. And, well, either mess with the carburetor has to be messed with, I guess is what I'm getting at. It had a really, really weird air filter on it. Looked like it was restricting, so causing some choke condition. But with that said, the air filter's off and it still ain't running towards the crap, and it still won't. I would fire it up. Well, I'm probably going to fire it up right after I do one thing. Like I said, everything's cold. The choke will not come to full rest. So, with that said, and it's really, really dodgy on that cam. With that said, I'm going to adjust the choke plate on it and at least get choke, or hopefully get choke. And these screws are barely tight. Also, careful playing with this, just due to the fact that this lug is live if you have an alternator. This car has a kill switch though, so I didn't disconnect the battery, I just don't have it on. If that makes any sense. This is a Solex carburetor still. There. Throttle back. I just want to tickle that high cam, the very, very, very top part of it. High choke, high cam, whatever you want to call it. These screws didn't really even feel tight. maybe it just decided to back off. If that was the issue, or if that's the issue, that'd be great. Yeah, these guys were extremely loose. What we're still going to do is do my due diligence and go through everything and make sure everything's correct. Snug. All right, choke is, well, we'll say adjusted. Setting it on the high cam should stay basically locked out. This thing should really fire right up. These dual springs. He said something about it. I could put a single spring on, like out of one of the many carburetors I have. Duals are working. They're working. Maybe someone cleaned this thing and lost it. I guess is what I'm getting at. The other thing I'm going to do, because I have access to that one jet, I'm going to pull one of these idle jets out and see. This one may work. I can get to one of these jets. I want to pull it and see what. Maybe I can't. What the hell? Oh, they don't have flats on it. All right, never mind. I cannot pull those jets, so we're just going to assume they're clean. And we just had a misaligned choke. Also, I'm going to, like I said, check the timing, stuff like that. My small screwdriver to adjust idle and mixture control if this thing wants to cooperate. We'll know immediately. I'll get that on high choke. We'll know immediately what this thing's going to want to do. Let's see. How do we turn this thing on? On. Thunk. Immediately popped off that high choke and jumped way down. All right, turn this off. I don't know if you saw that choke move, but instead of gradually stepping down, it hammered down. So with that said, I am going to take, who is annoying me? I'm going to take some of these springs off because it might have too much of a load on it, not letting it easily ramp down. All right, guys, round two. Sorry, I was on the phone. All I did, swap that spring over and got off those two heavy duty ones. Hoping that it has lesser of a throw, like wanting to snap so it jumps these cams or those steps, because you need it to gradually go down. You don't want it to, you know, snap like crazy. It's sort of running. Adjusting the fuel. It's still on the choke. You don't want to do it. You want it to warm up, obviously. You might be able to hear it in my mic. As the engine's warming up, it's picking up RPM like it should. crank in some more idle or fuel. That idle fuel screws like all the way in. See what that does. Huh. Oh, it doesn't like that. Get her back on a choke. I don't know if you can tell. That's chugging super rich. Choke's off. Well, that's not good. Doesn't like throttle input. Watch more fuel. Another problem. All right, looking down the carburetor, you know, just straight down there, revving it up, especially when I sprayed the brake clean directly down. We didn't have we didn't spray the perimeter with the brake clean, no change in engine performance. It will idle, so we know the idle circuit, give or take, is working. Won't rev up off throttle shaft, but if you basically hose into the carburetor, lights off. We do not have an accelerator pump. The jet on it, or the diaphragm, what have you, it's not working. So a little bit of problem there. We need an accelerator pump because that gives it that in there. Timing could still be off, but without that burst of fuel in there, we're going to be fighting, say, an uphill battle of not being able to actually accelerate the engine. Slow, if you watch slow roll on, we do have some response, but it's just not enough to overcome the no accelerator jet. Honestly, you might be able to see, probably not. If, I don't even know how I can get the light down in there for you guys. Oh, and it's leaking. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a puddling in there. So the float's not floating correctly. So it's running rich. Bigger hammer. So we have a carburetor issue right now. If your float's ever stuck, typically you just hit right here, should unstick it. Yeah, fuel should not be dripping, and it's still dripping. All right. That explains the rich startup. This carburetor's junk. I'm gonna go through my wall of robbing stuff, see if I have a 3031, and swap it over and see if that works, or see if that works better. That is a Solex. I do have the big China 3031s, but they don't work with alternators. They're swing arm hits. And yeah, I don't know if you can see, fuel is actively dripping out of this thing. So, all right, let me do some digging real quick and I'll be right back. I found another carburetor. Well, used. Not that that matters, it's actually where I got this spring from. Like I said, I have a wall of used stuff, which is good sometimes and terrible on other times. Kind of know what carbs are still usable. They're all usable. They're just mainly for parts. But, well, or diagnosis and testing, kind of where I'm at right now. But where I'm at with this one is we have no accelerator pump. The carb is leaking. So if I can get it to go work better than what it's doing currently, I call that a success. And if it works, just grab the pliers, dummy. If it works normally, done. Owner gets a new, well, a used carburetor, and everybody's happy. This one's gonna go straight in the junk pile. Also, by the carb I found, it's a big China knockoff. So it's the one everyone loves to run with their, I think, it's the one everyone loves to run with their 34 or 009s and 34 picks, or 009 distributors instead of a 34 pick set offset one, which, like I said, the throttle hits, the accelerator pump hits if you have an alternator. But the good thing is, on another one of those junk carburetors I had over there, I had a, whatever, an 1.5 inch spacer. So I can raise this carb, which is exactly what we're gonna do, or I'm gonna do. Washer. Has a Petronics in it, an actual Petronics. I'm not gonna mess with it. If it works, it works. That's when it decides not to, then we'll change it. Because at some point, depending how old that is, it's going to just randomly decide not to. Pull this unit off. Choke. Pull that off. Oh, grab a new carb. How's this base gasket? Crap. I mean, it's crappy. I've got to get another base gasket. It's still, oh man, come on. It's still leaking. We haven't even moved this thing other than put it outside, so that float's not floating or sealing. So what I'm gonna have to do is gently remove this one, because I can't find another new one. This one looks like it's double stacked anyway. And I'm gonna make another gasket. The fuel soaking, it's actually helping the removal process. Yeah, if you didn't know, if you ever have a stuck gasket, try soaking it down with like, well, anything, WD-40, brake clean, and it might loosen the gasket for you. But, you know, there's double gasketed. All right, let me, stay. Trace this out real quick, make a new one, and then we'll put it on there. All right, new gasket, spacer plate. I don't have any. No, I got hardware down there. Forgot, it's been a second or 5. You're not going to follow me. Boop. Throw this thing on. Like I said, it's not new, but pretty sure this was a working carburetor. Throw a cable. Do not go under there. Yeah. Raises it up, gets that accelerator pump to actually be able to accelerator pump. This thing is, just get rid of that. I don't care about the emissions. These guys back on. You know what? Let's do the right thing and use 12s. Because they're easier to get to. Get on. Rotate. And when I mean 12s, I mean they're still M8 by 1.25, except they're JIC, which means the head. Your actual hexagonal surface is a 12 instead of a 13. You just gain a little more, fudge room for a wrench or hands. Well, not so much hands, mainly a wrench. You're not trying to fight, obviously a millimeter bigger thing in here. There we go. Dig the wire for the choke out. Put that up there. Link. I have to put an idle air cutoff in. Obviously, I stole it. Or just never reinstalled it when I moved this carburetor. Either of the two can be a correct statement on my end. Carb's tight. Oh, I don't have to go far because I have the one off of this one. Duh. Slam this guy in. Now I cannot remember what this was out of. Or why it was removed. Could have been I upgraded. We put something else on. Or it could have just been a junk carb. Like I said, typically I don't have carbs on there that this choke's going to have to be moved. This came off of a Jeep. Don't ask that. This definitely was the. This is a good carburetor, actually. That 48 Jeep that I work on, pretty damn sure this is its carburetor. Just going on how screwed up these adjustments are. down. Again, just trying to get this choke timing down. So like I said, I messed with it. It should be right. High choke, fuel's on. It's going to take a second or 7 to get fuel actually up to this. But hopefully it'll just fire up. I think. I can't remember. You can't see me. All right. Let's do some cranking. See if this thing can fire. Turn this car on because it has a fob. Contact. All right, cold start or hot start. All right, timing's still a little off. Yeah, I don't know if it's picking up on my mic or not, but it has a thunk. Every so often you hear it. It's like a thunk, thunk, thunk. I can't tell if it's the muffler exploding or if it's something in the fan shroud hitting. But I'm not currently concerned about it, I guess is what I'm getting at. Spark plug wrench, socket. I think I've showed this before. Factory Volkswagens. Watch, this one's going to be the one that proves me wrong. We'll put this thing on a timing light. Factory Volkswagens. If you have a drain nut, oh, you can't even see me. Yeah. We have factory Volkswagen components. If you have a drain nut on your sump, and the alternator, spark plug socket. Whew. Thought it was going to yell at me and tell me I was wrong. This engine has like zero compression. I will check the valves. What I'm trying to do right now is go TDC. Right there. Cylinder 1. And we will hit it with a timing light after I mark it. Let's put a little bit of white. And I put it right at the TDC mark. Then you got your other two lines, your 7.5 and so on and so forth. Because I use my timing light, and it's an adjustable dial back timing light, I set everything off of TDC. If I try to use another line, I'll be 7.5 or whatever, 5. I would be wrong. And I never like to be wrong. Mistaken every now and then, never wrong. All right, I have a timing light hooked up. Let's see what this thing's reading at. I don't know why there's two key fobs. cylinder 1. I don't even have a mark. This thing's currently running 44 degrees. Oh, it's at 23 of base right now. Right about 1080. I mean, it sounds good. All right, well, timing was, something's up with the distributor. It's locked out or something. It's way high. It's resting at about 23 degrees. So that's the thing for this. It's only going up. It's only giving me about, actually, I'm going to check it on my gear because I know that's right. Make sure I'm not getting a weird erroneous reading. But, yeah, the timing's way off. It's not over timing, which is fine, but it's like the gear's stuck, so it won't come back to rest. So it has a little bit of a hard start. Other than that, it's not really. Is it right? No. Will it blow up the engine? Also no. It also just gets it into thing. As long as it's not maxing past, it's fine. But let me double check. Using my car and making sure my timing light, because like I said, I know my car will say it's spot on. So if I'm reading, can't remember what I have it set at, but I'll know immediately if it's that distributor is showing like 3,000, degrees of advance. So why I like keeping my cars here. Because I can blow them up. There. Let's use the battery. Let's not short the engine out. All right, what's one? What's one? This one should be one. Just double checking. 2 plug. All right. Hasn't been fired in a while, but let's see what happens. I should really move that. Come on, Colt. Yeah, about where I have it, about 16, or sorry, about 11 degrees at rest. Gun's reading fine. Double check my location. Right about 33, 34 degrees. Yeah, so that's running right. Yes, I'm running a little higher in the thing. It's 33, 34 degrees, but I mean, I'm fine with that just due to the fact that I got premium and it isn't blowing up. So that check's fine. Easy way for me to check my tooling because that timing should never move because it's electronic. This thing, I don't know what's going on other than maybe a weight's broke. And it's on the flungy outy side, so it won't come all the way in. But with that said, we're gonna let this engine cool. I'll just dig around under there, double check valves, make sure they're good. They don't sound clackety, but I think a lot of the popping I was hearing, because I didn't hear that go, was timing too far advanced. I'm also gonna, I can stick my head back there. There is a filter above that transaxle, so I'm just gonna remake that line. I don't think I have any quarter. I need to order some fuel line, get that in the morning, put some 1/4 inch fuel line, get rid of that filter, and then yeah, we'll take it out on the road. Maybe. I don't know if I fit in this thing, but it does run, it does drive, or it should run and drive. The brakes are super hard on it, so we'll find out. And we do have brake lights, so that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna scratch my head on the distributor. Distributor should be fine. Nothing in my head's detrimental, I guess is what I'm getting at. But join me tomorrow for whatever else I'm gonna ramble on. But yeah, this one actually was a lot simpler than I thought it was gonna be. I thought we were gonna go a little more in depth with the way the owner described this car. So join me for my next ramble. I'm not going, valve's done, oil change done, has just letting the rest drain in there now. Boop, full on nice clean rotella. That puddle on the floor though, that wasn't from me. That was from the car leaking. It does its own oil changes apparently. What I mean is every pushrod tube is just soaked. But digressing, regressing is something else. Valves are done, they're good. They actually weren't bad, so that's nice. Oil change done, I reattached the throttle, had to put a throttle lengthener on. Sometimes you gotta use it, sometimes you don't, as far as extender. When you use a spacer, it just depends on what throttle cable you have, I guess, like installed in your car. One thing, I did talk to the owner. I am not going to, I know, you're gonna be mad, but I'm not gonna test drive this car. Reason being, it is a, I don't know how to put that. It's a driving project car, which nothing wrong with it. The problem with me driving a driving project car is I don't know what state it's in because it came in for one job. And two, honestly, it's the electrical in this. I do not want to go over, say, a speed bump, a pothole, something like that, jar something loose that was working and now it's not, or rip an entire harness out of a car, and then I'd be liable. I don't like playing the he said, she said game at all, so I'm opting not to drive the car. With that said, I am going to drive it. It's going to be out of the shop, turn it around, and, well, back it up so it points for delivery. But, yeah, just give you a quick look of what I'm talking about. I was looking at it last night, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll overcome it, so and so forth. Not a big deal. Because I think if you watch the channel long enough, I'm not really worried about driving anything. But you got harness just dangling down there, not secured. Which, I don't know if you can even see in there. Yeah. You had all that. You had a bunch of stuff just crossed over back there. Again, it's definitely a driver project with all this, but I don't know what any of these wires do, and I don't want to be responsible for, say, ripping them out and something not working that did. So I'm opting not to drive this vehicle. But taking it out of the shop, turning it around, and bringing it back in will give me a good feel if the brakes are working, how the clutch is, so on and so forth. This is not going to be a performance car, obviously, but also I put in everybody's, all my customer notes, you might want to look at this section. So give me a minute, let me spin this thing around and probably close out this video. Yeah, well, not going to say I was going to look forward to driving the car, but I was kind of looking forward to drive the car because I like driving weird stuff. I am an attention hog, and well, I mean, it garners attention. So let me spin this around real quick and I'll be right back. All right, quick spin around. We'll do the cold start, so on and so forth. This whole routine, one of the very few kit cars I actually fit in. Nooch, power, on. Give it a pump. I have like no throttle. I have to adjust the throttle. I have like that much, so not a big deal. It runs, be right back. It's nothing I did. The throttle, it is an early model, so. Early model pedal, excuse me. It's nothing I did, it's an early model pedal assembly. So the weird shaft, everything's just so out of whack on the pedal. I got a little bit more. It has about 3/4 of a throttle. Not great, but it's better than a quarter. Yeah, there was crap under the pedal. I'm going to recommend a whole new pedal set. Exactly the same one I'm running on my Gia, so should be fine. Gets rid of the older style, I guess what I'm getting at. It also fit the theme more of this car. So, all right, let me try this again. It's probably going to be flooded now just due to the fact that, well, I pumped the gas 337 times. It'll take. All right, let me turn this thing around. Well, all right. All right, engine works, brakes work. I might play with this throttle a little more to see if I can get some more out of it. But here, let me see if I can bring you and show you what we got going on. It's completely a pedal issue. Flashlight. Yeah, it's completely a pedal issue on this one. Turn that on. Throw you guys in here. Loosey-goosey, not that big of a deal. They get bolted onto the floor on the early models, but I mean, there's slop. But I can't pull this physically. Let's forget light in here. I can't physically get this throttle cable to come back anymore because it is on, I don't know how else to put it. This bracket can physically not come back anymore. If it wasn't for that greaser down there, you'd be able to see what I'm talking about. They're tabbed. The problem is there's so much slop in this actual action before it even gets to, well, this is ovaled in here where this cross shaft goes through. So there, well, there we go. This is the issue right here. Cable pulls back, takes the load off, but then you have to push it forward, and you only have that much of accelerator. And this is with my hand doing it. So we got something going on in here, because that's only about a quarter. Let's see if I move that a little bit better. Yeah, that's only giving me about a quarter throttle. So, something's not jiving, and I don't know if it's the wrong pivot arm or something, but yeah, I'm not getting full throttle out of that carburetor. I'm only, like I said, getting about 3/4 of a throttle. And I tightened it. I tightened this. Like I said, the hard stop is as back as far as it can go, and there's just so much slop and everything that's not allowing it to actually depress full, because it's riding the front of that. Basically, it's pushing the pivot point forward because it's so wallered out. So by the time it hits the stop, it's not actually full throttle. I don't know how else to describe that, but that's kind of what's going on. So I'm going to play with it a little bit more. I'm probably, like I said, just going to recommend what I have in my Karmann Ghia. It replaces that whole early style, basically rollerball and another pedal. Or you can just put a rollerball on. It's easier. I just hate rollerballs. I'm a big fan of pedals. But with that said, let me roll this thing back and I'll close out this episode. Car's good, fires up, runs, brakes, lack than luster. They stop. But the amount of, I think I've described this in other videos, the amount of effort you put in feels a hell of a lot more than the effort the car's putting in. So it feels like it has a locked up wheel cylinder, not like air in the system, but feels like, yeah, it's not stopping on all the brakes, or at least all the wheel cylinders aren't spreading, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah, fired up, runs, sounds good. It's already leaking on the floor. That's great. Couple things I'm going to recommend. Clutch feels all right. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But yeah, I'll sit down before I close this out, write up like my little quick diag. Brakes definitely need to be addressed, but if the owners like it, that's cool. Like I said, again, another reason I'm not driving it is because I don't know the car. Call it a cop-out if you want, but, you know, I'd say, I think I said this in most of my drive videos, it's my safety first because I'm driving them, and customers second. So if I'm not getting behind the wheel, no warranties expressed or implied. So we decided to get it running. We got it running. I guess is what I'm getting at. But all right, let me jot down some notes, play with that throttle a little bit, and see what I come up with. I'll be back. All right, guys, this is going to be a really quick outro on this, just due to the fact that, well, A, the customers are on their way, and B, I forgot to record an outro. But C, the car is done. It starts, it runs, it drives. They're aware of the engine leak, you know, in the bottom of their bill. Told them, you know, engine leak as far as all the pushrod tubes. What else? And the brakes. Also, my concerns on why I didn't drive it or take it on the road. But they are coming to get it. Put the miles on it, so on and so forth. And if they need to bring it back, they can bring it back. But as you can see, they are doing a lot of work themselves. So I don't know what, you know, if they're going to tackle it, if they want to bring it back, kind of thing. The making it run part was, I guess, I don't know, out of their wheelhouse. Not really sure how else to say that. But anyway, if you like this probably a short episode. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one for a more thoughtful outro and maybe more stuff. All right, guys, you may be asking yourself, didn't he just close out this episode? Well, the answer is yes. Caveat to that, you also might be asking yourself, why, if the car left, why is it currently on the lift? Well, that's because it immediately came back. Yes, the throttle cable snapped. Still connected at the pedal, still connected at the engine. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth in the middle, if you will. So, with that said, it's on the lift. I got to replace the throttle cable. But not only that, I got the, by the way, seeing how it's going to be here longer, looked at your concerns. Let's knock them out. Let's fix the brakes. Try to minimize or slow down that oil while you have it, and then obviously fix the throttle cable. So I stress this in all my videos. I like to test drive these damn things because, well, hypothetically, I think the car was gone for not even 30 minutes. I would have, gray area, probably still been driving around, and, well, I would be at least getting towed back. Still would have broke down, don't get me wrong, but at least it would have been on me and not me giving a customer or you guys, say, your car back saying everything is great, and, well, you show up again. Yep. So I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to take care of the throttle. I feel bad. The engine ran great. He got onto the highway apparently, and, well, then he immediately pulled over. So that was good. Good news. If you do get a breakdown on the highway, they put you on priority to get you off, so you're not waiting 3 hours. But yeah, I have it. It's obviously on the lift. We're going to go through the brakes, try to slow down the oil, fix the throttle. And I'm just going to check, just give this thing a once over, because before he picks it up again, I am definitely going to put it through its paces. Not sure if I'm going to go change the distributor or not. I got to see how froggy I feel. I might put a new one in just because I told him about it. Well, it's in the video, but it runs fine. So I don't know what's going on with it. Is it right? No. But is it going to blow the car up? Also, no. I don't know. Argue in the comments if you want. But yeah, this is the first time in, let's say, can't even remember the last time this actually happened to me, that a car has immediately come back due to the fact that, well, it broke. I think I joked in this video, haven't edited it, but I think I joked in this video about taillight warranty and driving these things. It only came in here to run. Didn't run, runs. I shouldn't feel, I guess, so came in non-running, well, running, but came in, couldn't do stuff, now it does stuff, and then broke down. I hate using it's an old car, expect it kind of thing. I try to really strive on, and I've said this in my videos, that it's really crappy business practice as well. I only want to see you once. I want you to come in, I have a decent wait time, but I want you to come in, wait your time, come in. This is what needs to get done. Here you go. Do it, knock it out, and then you have a fully enjoyable car. Other than, say, valve adjustments, which is Volkswagen, valve adjustments and oil changes, but usually the owners do them themselves. I very rarely, the valve adjustment I'll do, and, just engine checkup, but the oil changes, normally you just take care of that yourself. I'll do it, obviously, but I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling because I am a little, well, obviously disappointed that I've had a comeback. With that said, I am working like I do with everybody, or try to. I don't know what his tow bill was, but whatever the tow bill was, I'm just going to knock that off of this full the service that's going on now. So if hypothetically it was like, I don't know, $200, I'll just knock $200 off the bill. Basically as a save face and sorry. Again, I shouldn't feel responsible for it happening just due to the fact that it's nothing I would have touched. but also I do sort of feel responsible due to the fact that, well, hindsight, that throttle not giving me full extension could have been the last two strands just stretching. Now I look at it, that's probably what it is, or what it was. It was basically I don't know, a rubber band, lack of better terms. But with that said, everything's going to get, I think everything that all my concerns were going to get addressed, are going to get addressed. Brakes, oil leak, or try to slow down the oil leak, throttle, and then just go through it, make sure that everything is, say, mechanically fine and to where I would feel safe getting behind the wheel and, well, driving the car. Because, like I said, it is going to be, I will test drive at this go to make sure that it doesn't come back again. Because I'm not a fan of this. I don't know. But, anywho's and ways and hows and who's, if you like this episode again and how it came out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Because, well, there's going to be a part 2 on this one. Yep. We're going to see if my call, I guess we're going to see if my call of not driving it was good, other than a snap cable. I guess see the complete mechanical state of the car. Thanks, guys. Be back.